Hello, I'm Tom Palmer, a children's author, and I write books like these, usually like sports books, history stories, and things like that. Anyway, this is my World Book Day message to you for 2019. I just wanted to wish you and everyone in your school and family a happy World Book Day, and I thought as a video for this year I could show you sort of 5 of my favourite books that I've read over the last year. So these are the sort of books I like. I like stories. I like fast-paced stories, particularly ones to do with history. And this is a series of books to do with the Vikings. It's aimed more at adults, but there's lots of series like this about stories set in history, and I really like these books because, as well as exciting and fun, they've also got quite a lot of historical fact in them. And there's authors like Rosemary Sutcliffe and people like that who've written books for children that are historical stories. Another book I really like is this one. It's not actually, if you look at it, it's not actually a story or even like a history. It's a handbook. I like this handbook because this is about running. This is about running in the hills, fell running, and I read this because it gives you, in the back, it gives you a massive list of all the races that you can do. So I can look through here and think, well, I'd quite like to do that race. And this actually gets me out and about around the country. And as a book, it's by my bedside, and I really love this because it helps me sort of go on little adventures, I suppose. Go back to history. I like history, and you can read a lot of history books, and I find some history books are a bit dry and, I suppose, not as boring, maybe a bit boring, just because they go on a bit. And I quite like either history books that are fiction, so you really feel like you're in a story, or sometimes you can find these books. And this is a book about D-Day. I'm writing a book called D-Day Dog that's coming out soon, so I've been reading a lot about D-Day. And this is actually, if you look inside, you can see it's written by lots of different people, and this is the story of what happened in D-Day in the Second World War from the point of view of the soldiers, and not told by someone else like me, an author, but actually in the voices of those real people. I love books like this because they help me to write my own books. 2 books left. This is a book I've really enjoyed this year. It's called The Girl from Aleppo. And Aleppo is a city in Syria where, as I'm sure you know, there's been a terrible civil war for years. And this is a story about a girl who escaped, who got away from Syria and managed to start a new life for herself in Germany. It's kind of she's disabled and had a massive struggle to even get out of her country, but when she did, she's having a really good life now in Germany. It's a story of the dark and difficult things that happened to her, but how she's come through it now and living a better life, but also looking forward to going back to Syria hopefully at some point in her life. And I enjoyed it. I did enjoy reading it. It's hard to say you're enjoying reading about someone having difficult times, but I did enjoy it, and I learned a lot, and I think that's because of the way she wrote it. She wrote it very honestly, and you felt like you were there with her and on her side. Anyway, final book is this. It's a series of graphic novels about Roy the Rovers. And I've actually done the fiction for these. I don't write these graphic novels. Rob Williams and Ben Wilshire do those. I just think they're really good, action-packed football stories about Roy the Rovers, who's like a really famous football fiction character from the past. Anyway, so they're the sort of books I've been reading this year. I hope you've been reading lots of books, whether they're comic books, whether they're autobiographies, whether they're just guidebooks or handbooks for something you enjoy doing, whether they're history books, or whether they're like really good fast-paced fiction. There's lots of really good stuff to read in the library, in bookshops, in your school library, and check it out. And I hope you have a really lovely World Book Day, and I hope you have a really good year of reading. Cheers.